How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We are back for another Dokkan Battle video. In today's video, we are kicking off the Grand Tour of the Future Gohan and Trunks. A Grand Tour I have been looking most forward to. Of course, we are kicking it off here with the Rose and Zama stage. Definitely one of the harder stages. Not necessarily for them, but just building around their team. You'll see we got our boy AGL Trunks here. Now, I don't think we're going to get him transformed here, which, you know, that's totally fine. It's inevitable, right? That a fight like this is going to prove to be a little bit difficult for him, but look at that, tanking things right out the gate. I love his opening turn. It's so useful. He's like the Int Majin Buu Saga Gohan. He's just going to have so much use in what he can do for, you know, for that opening turn, because as you know, as long as you have your Bond Master Disciple allies and you put him in slot 1, like, he's got some great tanking abilities that I think is going to last a while. So really happy about that. There we go. All right, so we got about a quarter of Zama's down, and that's just on our 2 Gohans. Yes, and we get the dodge on Trunks. Excellent. That's exactly what we needed him to do. Excellent. We get another super here. All right. So honestly, solid turn, because, you know, everybody on this rotation is supporting each other, right? Trunks is supporting for 50%. The 2 Gohans are supporting each other for 50%, right? Like, so it's like 150% support on this rotation. So yeah, looking good. All right. So now we just need Trunks to dodge the Zama's attack in the 3rd slot, which, I mean, hopefully we should be able to. Given the setup here, but let's see. All right, and there goes the super on Gohan, which in slot 2, turn 1 should still be good. Yep, there we go. Perfect. And so now look at that. We got a 17 mil, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you compare to what he was doing, right, on the leads people were running on him before, and then, I mean, that's kind of what I said about him a while ago too, is that, you know, he's really just one of those units where you need to run him on teams that support him. Like, that's just the reality of running this guy. You know what I mean? He needs to be on those teams that support him because you want him at his best, right? And because it's that little difference in having him on a 170 versus a 220, right? Like, I don't think people realize how much a difference it is between having a unit on the 220 versus running them on their 170. Like, it's a big difference between the way we were doing things before, where it was 200 and 170. It's a huge difference. So anyways, right, so we're gonna throw we got the blues in slot 1 here, and then AGL Gohan and Trunks, so they might have to be our revive. Looking at how the setup is here, I don't know if we're gonna revive the Int Gohan and Trunks on this one. But we'll see. A little bit worried about that AoE there. That's all right. That's not too bad. Okay, excellent. And so now these guys are going to do their thing. Hopefully they don't fail any dodges for us. Excellent. Now, for most of these showcases, we're probably going to run Mon and Master and Disciple, except for maybe a few exceptions where we'll probably toss him onto Goku and Vegeta's team, just because, right, we need the extra push from some of the fused fighters in terms of damage, right? The team has good damage, right, but it's not great damage, right? It's enough damage that, like, you can take most events slow, but some events, like Rose and Moss, you can easily take slow and be just fine, but, like, you know, the Gohan stage, or even Broly to a degree, right? You can't go slow. You gotta go fast in those stages. So, excuse me. So there we go. And double-digit tanking once again on that Gohan. Wow, Gohan's eating both supers here. We did not expect that. All right. Good job, Gohan. Okay. So, okay. All we need is somebody here to eat a super. Well, actually, AGL Gohan's good on this turn. So, yeah. we might not revive this turn like we wanted to. Okay. Alrighty. Excellent. Okay, we've almost got Zamos down. Here it is, turn 3. This is gonna kill. I don't think this is gonna kill us. Yeah, double digit. Oh my goodness, we're actually not gonna revive here. The whole point is to bring out Trunks. That's my favorite part of the unit. Alrighty. Well, that's okay. That's not bad. Excellent. I was hoping that would kill. No. Okay, well, Zamos is down now. Future Gohan should do it here. Excellent. All right, so now the scary part, because we're going to start building up Zamos here, or Rose here. Ooh, okay. All right, we might have to, yeah, we're going to have to do this. Yeah. Okay, so let's bring out Future Gohan. And not that we need to, but yeah. I think just in case... Just in case Trunks fails that dodge there, we probably want this. Alright, and then let's do that, right? So if Trunks fails the dodge, at least this way we revive, right? And it's not game over. Excellent. And another one. There we go. Okay, well, since Trunks decided today is the day that he's not getting touched, at least we'll dodge the super. Man, seeing that luck, we should have let him go in slot 1. Jeez. At least this way, if we make it back to this turn, we can revive. Or we can transform. Alright, well, Gohan's going to eat the super, and then he's going to drop. There we go. And now we get the revive. There we go. All right. And now, let's see here. It's going to be a little tricky here. I feel like we want AGL Gohan in slot 3, right? Yeah. Okay, let's take that, because it looks like we're going to get better key spheres. Yeah, there we go. 8 with Gohan. And then... I guess we just take those, yeah? Alright, perfect. Alright, now we just got to make sure the super is on Ent Gohan since it's post-revive. There we go. All right, I mean, but honestly, we're doing pretty good here, all things considered. Excellent. And there goes the super, right on cue. We got a built-up Rose super, revived Gohan. 700k. Well, good news is that procs Gohan's extra damage. There you go. Worked out. Excellent. And then we get an additional super. There we go. Okay, so now all we need to do is make sure that Gohan in the third slot, AGL Kidhan, that he can survive the normals, which I think he can, right? We fell below the 58% threshold. He should be good, right? There we go. Yes, we're good. Double digits. Excellent. Oh, even Tech Gohan still surviving those normals. Okay. Now, the fun parts. Let's go ahead and let's pop that. Yeah, let's... Does he get better? Okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's pop that. Is that going to kill him? Oh, just barely. Really? And the super's in the third slot. Oh. Ah, dang it. Well, this is AGL Gohan, or this is Ant Gohan Showcase. I was going to say, we put AGL Gohan in front and just watch him whack the crap out of Rose there. But you know what? We'll take this. There we go. And we're going to kill him here. I think technically, he still gets the Vegeta and Trunks buff, right? Because he's Gohan and Trunks. Alrighty, and down goes Rose. Perfect. Such a smooth run. Now, we didn't revive into the Trunks like I wanted to here, but kind of to be expected here. Well, I shouldn't say to be expected, but we knew it. You're not always going to get perfect runs, right? You got to kind of play it how you play it, and is what it is. So, all right, we're going to pause the video here, and we're going to come back at the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta stage, the next hardest special battle. All right, so here we are loaded up in the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta stage. So still running Bonnet Master Disciple. I do think that they won't have too much of an issue. Yes, Gogeta builds, but I think his build is a little bit slower than some of these other difficult stages. And we have enough tech on a lot of this team that I think we can mitigate his supers fairly easily. Like we have ways to deal with it on this team. But we're running nearly the same team we ran with some minor adjustments. So we're gonna go ahead. I know he probably AGL Gohan and Trunks could probably tank that super in slot 1, or not super, but those normals in slot 1 or in slot 2 rather. Yeah, super in slot 2. That's what I'm trying to say. Jeez, he could probably tank them, but it's probably safer just to set it up this way, just in case. There we go. Additional super. Now, we don't have any tech types on this, and we know this guy is an AGL, so this could end up being pretty interesting. Because obviously having a tech type on the team would really help. But really the only good tech Bonnet Master Disciple character at this moment is the tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, which we used in the last run. There we go. Now we should be able to tank the super here. And since we don't have to worry about locking or anything, it should be a little bit easier to plan out the revive here since we know exactly where he's going to super. Excellent. And there we go. Gohan should tank this post-super, turn 1. Look at that. Beautiful. And then now Goku and Vegeta. I like Goku and Vegeta on the team. They add a lot with their active support on the Vegeta side, and Goku can be helpful with some, quick slot 1 dodges when you need them, but I don't know. I feel like they're more of a hassle to deal with on this team than anything. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, so as you can see, we brought the Int Trunks here, and we did bring our AGL Trunks, but he decided that today is the day he's going to show up in slot 7. He's been doing that a lot lately. But the nice thing about the Int Trunks, he's got some really good dodge chance, so it should help us out. So this turn, we can stick AGL Gohan in slot 1, and he should be safe because Gogeta won't super here, not yet at least. So we should be good there. There we go. All right, taking good damage and getting stacked up here on the Gohan. Now, really all we need him to do is survive until the turn that we can use this active where we get that extra defensive support and we get that big active support as well. Excellent, we get another super. Excellent. One more. Perfect. There it is. It's like, thought he was going to super a little bit sooner than that, but that works. There we go. Double digits on turn 2. So now we just need Int Trunks to dodge. That's what we need. Dodge. That's it. Easy day, right? Should be an easy day. Theoretically, it's an easy day. All right. Dodge, 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 dodge. Woo! There we go. Alrighty. All right, turn 3. Things are getting scary now, right? These supers are going to be extremely deadly. They cannot connect, but lucky us, we have our revive. So it actually really doesn't matter what happens here. So we'll just go ahead. At this point, I do believe his super shift to slot 1. So, you know, Int Gohan can just go ahead and eat the super revive for us, so that way we can bring out Trunks. But I do like how we're still taking double digits on normals. That is nice to see. Excellent. One more. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And additional super, very nice. Jeez. Okay. Somebody on this rotation's got to die. I'm assuming we'll have a super there in slot 2 then. Where is it at? There it is. Okay, so that should kill us. Hopefully. Are you serious? Why can't we die? This should not be this difficult. And then AGL Trunks is going to dodge because we're getting every single super of this. Why is this so difficult to die? Alright, there we go. And he dodges. And he dodges. Here's the super. Okay. Huh, I was expecting there to be a... I'm so used to supers happening in slot 1 there on turn 3. And we dodge. Why? Why can we not die? All right. Nice. And additional super. Yep, there we go. There we go. Oh. Okay, this turn for sure somebody's dying. Excellent. Get another super. All right, so at least we're getting damage off before we drop here. All right, double digits still. Very nice. And now, where's that super at? There it is. Okay. Now it's game over. Well, not game over. Now we revive. There it is. Perfect. That was so difficult. Excellent. I get chills every time watching this revive. I cannot get over it. It's so perfect. There we go. All right, so we get the transformation into Super Saiyan Trunks here. And now we can go ahead and... let's see. All right, so now we got to plan out this turn. So we should be able to bring out AGL Gohan here. There we go. And we can see the supers are in the third slot. Okay, perfect. It's actually post super two. No. All right, so let's put him here. So obviously, AGL Gohan theoretically would be our best choice in slot 1 here. But I do want to see how Gohan in slot 1 takes that super from Gogeta, because this is turn 5 Gogeta, and he's very, very scary here. There we go. All right, we're getting some decent damage too. And then next turn we can use Vegeta and Trunks. Not bad. 370k and then 70 million on the Gohan. Obviously, that would have been much better in slot 1 for him. But, you know, we do what we gotta do. Excellent. All right, AGL Gohan putting in work. You love to see it. All right, now we just need Int Trunks to dodge here. All right, there we go, there we go, there we go. Now dodge the super. Dodge the super. Okay. Come on. Come on. Dodge. And there it is. Perfect. Okay, so now we get the fun turn. Okay, so let's switch into Vegeta and Trunks. Let's do that number. Beautiful. 93 million. And now we get to bust out the Int Trunks, use his active. There we go. I don't know if this is going to kill, though. No, not quite. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking we do. Huh. All right, there we go. All right, so we'll put Goku in slot 1 because these normals are pretty built up. They're going to be pretty dangerous here. Yeah, okay. Definitely glad we switched into Goku here, even though we would have had better benefit for There we go. Vegeta boosting the Trunks. It's, it was definitely smarter to go into Goku here because that super was there. There we go. Additional super. All right. So between our Trunkses here, that should do the trick. There we go. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful attack stat. And we get one more. Love that animation. Oh, are we actually not going to kill here? Perfect. All right, we got another one. Wow, really? I can't believe we didn't kill there. All right, well, nice. We have a guaranteed dodge turn, which is good. And, ooh, 21 million on the Trunks. I didn't expect that. Okay. Wait, are we actually going to kill with base Trunks? That's going to be so funny. Base Trunks killing Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Come on, actually do this. Do this for me. Do this for me. Shut the haters up. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Give me that super. Give me that last super. Yes. All right. Oh, man, we needed that. Oh, yes. Woo, boy. All right. Put the haters to shame. All right. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is what it's about, man. You have fun with these units. Too many people focused on who's number one, who ain't, who's not in the top 10, and God forbid you actually build a correct team to showcase a unit properly. But here we are. So that was awesome. That base Trunks taking. We didn't even have to transform him. Base Trunks taking down Gogeta, but Gohan nonetheless did pretty good. Trunks side did very good. I want to try to set up a turn here where we can get obviously where we can get the Vegeta and Trunks turn with the AGL Gohan and the Trunks all on rotation together, because that'll be a really solid turn. But we'll see if we can do it. So we're going to pause the video, and we are going to come back when we get to the... we'll go to the Tamagami stage next, actually. All right, we are loaded up in the Tamagami 3 stage here. This one's a little difficult, so we actually had to switch over to the Blues team. Now, the Blues team's still a great team for them. However, right, it's kind of a mix of Future Saga and GT Heroes, just because, I mean, you really, with this fight, you need the push and damage. Delaying in this fight can be dangerous, right, with his revive. So we might not even revive in this one, but you need the push and damage. You also need the counters from the two Super Saiyan 4s, right, just to help mitigate that damage from that you're going to take from that super in slot 1. So, like, Int Gogeta is really great here for countering the super, because he's got a 70% chance to counter. So we got him in slot 1 here. We got the Blues in slot 2 since they're sealed and they're not going to do anything anyways. So at least this way we put him here and we don't have to worry about them trying to tank. We can just straight up counter. And now we can hit back with Gogeta. And then next turn, unfortunately, there's not quite 4 attacks in slot 1, which we need for his active, but that's okay. Gogeta's active is actually super good for this fight. Very, very helpful. We'll see if we end up using... I don't think we're going to end up using the revive in this one, though. It's just the nature of this fight, right? Like, that's just the reality of how how this fight works. Not every unit's going to be good for it, and unfortunately, he's not dead weight in this fight, but like his team just cannot handle this, right? So he's good on other teams. So like the Blues team here for this fight, he'll be fine, right? That opening turn with 90% damage reduction, right? Really good opener for him. But, I mean, you're likely not going to see the revive, nor are you going to be able to make use of Trunks in this fight, because it's just, it's a little too dangerous, because Tamagami obviously dodge can't. Okay, so I think what we're going to do here, yeah, okay, let's do that. Get the Gohan and Trunks coming in on the next rotation. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. And then we'll send the blue off with this, yeah. So not ideal best turn, but it'll work. Here we go. And now, unfortunately, Gogeta gets stunned, but at least we know he can tank the super here. I mean, he was already sealed, so it's, that's kind of the strategy here. You pray that your unit that can tank the super is the one who gets sealed, and then they just tank they just tank the super while your second and third slots eat the damage. He is helpful in the same regard that the blues are helpful here, in that they can he can attack lower on his 18 key, while the blues are attack lowering on their 12 key. That is helpful. That is useful in this fight, but I mean, overall, it's not going to be make or break for managing this fight. All right, here we go. Get another. We get the super out of the blue. Hopefully, we can proc maybe one or two 12 keys. Well, we will proc one at least. Maybe we can proc two, though, and get that extra attack lowering. That'd be very helpful here. There we go. No, we don't get the extra. Okay, but we still enough to tank on turn 2. But that I expect that on turn 2. Turn 3 would be a little scary, but I think we'll be okay here. All right, so rolling in here, turn 3. Not liking this. Gogeta is sealed, so this is going to be a big risk turn. We're going to put him in slot 1 here. I'm hoping with the attack lower, it's enough that he can still tank the normals. Obviously, slot 1 past turn 1 is not ideal for Gogeta, but since he is the one who's stunned, we may as well take advantage. Ooh, 150k was not quite enough. All right, but the blues and the 4s should be fine here. Yeah. Okay, so now we pray on that counter. We get that counter. Yeah, I mean, Gohan's not gonna, like I said, Gohan's not gonna be doing a whole lot here. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, he's not gonna be doing a whole lot here in this fight, and that's just the very nature of this fight. But of course, through the showcase, we want to show all the different fights and how he's utilized here. Bottom Master Disciple just ain't gonna be able to keep up with how fast he ramps up. There's also, I mean, if there were more attack lowering on the team, maybe you could get away with it, but there's just not enough that it's viable. You combine that with the AoEs and the stunning, it just there's too much for this to go wrong here. So I do think the Blues team, if you're going to utilize Future Gohan here, is probably the best way to go about it. All right, here we go. Okay, and then next turn, right, we can transform into the Gogeta 4. We'll probably use the Blues active here, because that'll give us that open slot in slot 1, assuming they don't get sealed. Very nice. Additional? Yeah, there we go. Double attack lower. I mean, not that it really matters. Like, at this point, his attack's so high, that little bit of attack lowering really isn't making that big of a difference. Okay. Alrighty. Yep. Okay, so about what I expected. So, actually, we might revive... Oh, of course, Gohan and Trunks are sealed. Let's see here. Okay, let's bring them out. I feel like that's the play here. Let's pop Gogeta's active. Let's get that damage out, right? Because we're gonna die, and I'm gonna float Gogeta off, so... Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's do that. We know we're going to die here. We know he's going to super in slot 1, so we may as well just take full advantage here. We'll grab that, and I'll take Jail Gogeta. So, actually, we will end up getting the revive. Unfortunately, the revive is going to be AGL Gohan's revive, because there's no point in bringing Trunks out, because the fight cancels dodge. it's really stupid to bring out Trunks. So, yeah. There we go. So we'll bring out AGL Gohan here. There we go. So we get the revive. Perfect. Okay. So now we have a nice little turn here for Int Gogeta, right? We can pop his active and drop the attack down, which would be very, very helpful. So let's do that. Right now, the only attack in slot 1 is going to be the super on. So I don't know. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Let's see here. Pop the blues active so we can get that dodge in for them. It's going to be the most helpful thing we can do here. All right. So, all right, let's pop Gogeta 4's active here. Perfect. All right, so, I don't know. Yeah, well, he's sealed anyways, actually, so we may as well go for the counter. We'll do that. We'll keep the blues on because that way we can keep dodge and we'll float off Gogeta 4 here. Yeah, okay, hopefully this plays out. Okay, it probably, oh yes, there we go. We get the counter. Perfect. So actually that did end up working out the way I wanted it to. Beautiful. Now, I'm assuming Int Gogeta is going to kill here after the blues attack. It'd be nice if he didn't. We can get a little final turn there with the Gohan and Trunks. I think with the attack lowering from Gogeta 4, we might be able to survive a slot 1 super there. There we go. We get an additional super. Yeah. And then these guys are going to attack lower too, so that does help. There we go. Additional super for that extra attack lowering. There we go. Alrighty, gotta love. Oof, ouch. Okay. This is a little bit scary. Okay, get the dodge. Okay, yeah, he might actually kill here. He might actually kill. I guess that's fine. I mean, that's about what we expected. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's definitely going to. He's still got 2 more in him. Yeah, I mean, this is about what I expected, though, out of this fight, right? It's just, I mean, with a character who revives on turn 3 in a fight that's done on turn 3, I mean, I'm not sure what else to really expect here from him. It's just not his fight, right? I think the sooner we can understand that every fight is different, every character is different, not every fight is going to be for every character, I think we're in a much better place. I would hope most people who've been watching my videos understand that by now. I feel like I've hit the... we've beat that dead horse plenty of times, but it's true though, right? And this is more evidence of that with future Gohan. It's just staying his fight. He's not really, I mean, he's fine for that opener for that turn 1 tanking, very very helpful. But like he's not doing anything crazy outside of that. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna load up the giant form clash next. All right, so we are loaded up here in the Giant Form Clash event. Now this one's this is I really don't know where I feel about this fight. Like it is a very difficult fight. There's a lot that can go wrong in this fight. There's also a lot that can go right. It is a really fun fight when you play it out correctly. So we are going to focus down Fasha starting, right? Because, right, so this fight is really just about testing your knowledge of the game, testing, right, that you understand how to play out and strategize, as well as, you know, dealing with some super massive supers here, right? Like, each of these supers is like 7 million. Like, it's insane. And Gohan is just eating it up. And that's kind of what I really wanted to show here. Like, look at that. Yeah, so we focus down Fasha first because she will get rid of the bombs. And then after that, I think we want to go... I can't remember. We'll have to check. But I think it's Borgos or Tora. One of them, is the one that's sealing us. As you can see, AGL's Trunks got sealed here. So we do want to make sure that we block that off, which we can do by, by taking them out. Excellent. Okay, so here we go. So far it's working out pretty good. Gohan was able to tank slot 1 pretty well, which is impressive considering how ridiculous these supers are. And then now we just have Goku clean up here. There we go. And that should take down Fasha. Obviously, if Trunks didn't get sealed, she'd be down already. But, I mean, it is what it is. All right, the nice thing about the Trunks there... Oh, you better dodge. Whew, that was close. Oh, geez, another one. Yeah, I mean, like this is what we're dealing with. And this is another fight. It's a very slow fight. It's a very fast-paced fight, right? So even with Fasha down, right, like I mean, this is still going to be very, very, very difficult. But also at the same time, I don't know if we're going to get the revive that we want. We have like no HP, but at least we don't have any more bombs to worry about. I guess that's good. So, okay. Oh, there we go. Let's do that. Yeah. That'll work. Perfect. So we'll grab that, switch down, and then let's go ahead and we'll pop Gohan's active for that quick guard and that quick defense for our allies here. And it should be good. Okay, so we are actually attacking Bardock here. Yes, we can still be sealed, but it's probably good. He also is the strongest, and he's buffing everybody else, so it's probably... I don't know. It's tough. You can get... I feel like him or Tora is the one to go for second, right? I feel like Bardock's probably the way to go sometimes, just because like he's a lot more dangerous than the others, and once you get him out of the picture, it's kind of easier to pick off the others. Very nice. Double digits. You'll love to see it. Excellent. Okay, now hopefully these guys don't have to eat a super, because it might be dangerous for them if they do. There we go. Oh, double digits. Okay. I gotta stop underestimating these guys, right? Yeah, well, okay, we do have Gohan's passive up, active up as well, so that's probably helping. Jesus. I mean, what are those? Those are 3.5 million supers? Bardock's is the one that's the worst right now, because he's, his 4.2, I think, is his, but he's already built up, so it's like a 7 million super. There we go. Piccolo finally decided to show up here. Okay, so let's see here. Let's that. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. We'll just continue focusing down Bardock. Let's get him out of the way here. Enough Piccolo. Piccolo's buffing the Gohan here for demonic power, but obviously he's not buffing the Trunks. But we dead, bro. We dead. So actually, I lied. We did get the revive off. There we go. And this is a nice one because next turn we can, when he shows up again, we can just use his active and get a guaranteed dodge turn, which would be nice. Excellent. Okay. Okay, so let's put let's do the Gohan and Trunks here. Okay, well, since we're not going to get attacked in slot 1 anyways, we may as well just keep Gohan there for his, and then do that. Perfect, yeah. And then let's switch into Vegeta so we get the extra buffs for both of them. And then he'll also give the Future Saga buffs to the two Trunkses on the next rotation, too. Alright, so... Perfect. Okay, so that should be enough to take him down. We just get rid of him. Come on. This should be enough to do it. There we go. All right, one more, and Bardock really, of course, it's not. Ah, okay, but the normal does do it. Okay, so Bardock is down. We don't have to worry about that anymore. There we go. Nice. And then, of course, he's sealed. Our big, strong attacker. I actually didn't think about that. This might actually be really dangerous. Oh, no, we're good. Okay. Nice. Okay, and then now we continue to take it. There we go. Look at that. So good play there on the Vegeta getting them to take down the Fizz enemy. All right, so Borgos goes down, and then it automatically is switching over to Tora, so now we don't have to worry about him. Excellent. Get an additional super here. Perfect. Alrighty. Of course, Trunks is sealed. Okay, we really should have gone after Tora first, because this is crazy. Alright. Well, let's just go ahead and use the active here, see if that's enough to drop Tora. Nope. Jesus. Alright. Well, at least it's a guaranteed dodge turn, so I guess we just keep... Oh, no. I was about to say, this is a bad turn for AGL Gohan, because no demonic power, but no, the Trunks is on demonic power because of Gohan's side. Okay. We should be able to eat this, right? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay, here we go. All right, Tora goes... Oh, no, not quite. Okay, Tora goes down, but no, not yet. Excellent. And... now, finally, we wrap things up with Shugesh here. Now, it would have been cool if Trunks wasn't sealed. We probably could have taken him down here. But I guess we gotta rely on our boy AGL Trunks then. We're still not transformed, by the way, even though it's turn 5. But that's because we died. Maybe we should have risked putting him in slot 1 for the 50% chance to dodge, so he could at least attack before Gohan gets dropped. Right, here we go, 21 million. Look at that. All right, look at that, doing good damage too. 23 million, nice. And one more. It's a normal. Okay, next super, next attack should be a super. There it is, 24 million. Love to see it. It looks so much better on this team. I cannot. I keep saying it. Nobody gets it, but I keep saying it. Okay, finally. All right. Well, fun. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's do that number. I'm pretty sure AGL Future Gohan is going to wrap this up for us. So we'll just take that and call it. There we go. 72 million. I love this card so much. She's so good. And there we go. Perfect. All right. So Giant Form Clash down. Probably one of the harder fights for this, guys. Not necessarily because the fight itself is hard. It's just like the Tamagami, right? It's really hard to actually utilize the revive and everything effectively. Now, we did manage to pull it off, but of course the ceiling really messes up. We definitely should have gone for Tora second instead of Bardock, but then we'd be dealing with a built-up Bardock super, which could potentially be far more dangerous than the others. I don't know. It was a call. I don't know if it was the best call, but it worked, and that's kind of all that matters. So All right, next fight, we're going to get into the hybrids part 2. All right, so we are loaded up in the hybrids part 2 here. So this is another one where we're running the blues team, and that's just, once again, like the Tamagami, it's the nature of the fight. The way that Goten and Trunks build up, it's just a little bit too fast for the Bottom Master Disciple team, and there's not enough characters that have, things to on Bottom Master Disciple to mitigate um that third turn of the Gohan, of the Goten and Trunks. Unfortunately, like there's just not enough active skills that you can use that would help get them down while still be able to manage the um, buildup of Gohan and kill him quick enough. That's the other thing too. So I might try again to see if I can get it with the full Bound Master type of thing. I think it can be done, but it's like super RNG. But so for now, we're just going to rely on the Blues team. Very similar team that we used to the Tamagami fight. In fact, it's almost the exact same team here. So AGL Gogeta just going to keep laying into the Goten and Trunks here. So all right, now as you can see, right, Gohan is coming in slot 7, which means very unlikely we're going to see that revive fight. And unfortunately, like this fight is one of those where we can't really spend too many of our attempts, right? We don't want to waste all 6 attempts. We have to just run the attempt as is, whether he shows up in 7, 2, or 1. I mean, that's the one thing I don't like about this. Like with the unlimited attempts, we can just kind of restart if we want to focus on making sure we have them turn 1. But with these, you just roll with it because there's no guarantee that RNG, even on the turn where you get them turn 1, that RNG is in your best favor. So you just got to kind of roll with it. And I mean, it's also a good showcase to show what happens when he shows up in slot 7, because that can and will likely happen to you often. Doesn't happen to me a lot when I like to showcase a unit. They are always in slot 7. Especially if it's a unit I know I need to build by turn 5. They will always be slot 7. Here we go. We get the counter with the Gogeta. Oh, super, which means we get some really back here. Perfect. All right. Okay. Let's see there. So I think I'm gonna float Future Gohan and Trunks. Yeah, I think that's the play here. Here we go. 10 orbs with these guys so they can, deal as much damage as they can to Goten and Trunks. Grab that with the blues. Okay. Yeah, okay, we'll take the 4. It's not ideal. It's not their max passive, but I mean, at least they'll get more attack and defense this way, so it'll help manage those AoEs. All right, nice. And then we'll be able to transform them next turn for those sweet counters. There we go. Oh, look at that. Oof, 400k. That is not ideal. That means this next turn is going to be really crucial. I think we're going to have to pop. No, we can't even pop the Vegeta. It's turn 3. We won't be able to pop the Vegeta. Wow, this is going to be a really scary turn, actually. It's going to be a really scary turn, actually. Right, because we don't have that revive to save us because it's turn 3 and he's showing up now on turn 3. All right, nice. At least we're getting some damage in. Dodge, blue boys. There we go. And we do tank the AoE. That's nice. Was a little worried there. Second one, and then we should be good on the second one. Perfect. And now, between the blues and AGL Gohan and Trunks, with the added Gogeta 4 active on the next turn, that should be enough to take down the Brats. And then now we only have to do is just focus on Gohan. Excellent. All right. And then we make the normal. And then 18 mil on the Gohan and Trunks. Now, they are not on the full 220 here. So they're going to be a little bit weaker than they normally are, but I still think it'll work out nicely. Excellent. We get another one. Okay, so now we just got to pray that that active is enough to take down the Goten and Trunks here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Yeah. Okay. It was actually, yeah, because this is Gohan's turn 1 basically, which means he has his full passes. So it would actually be kind of curious to see if his turn 1 can live against turn 3 Goten and Trunks, because they're pretty dangerous here. Nice. So not quite enough to take them down, but I am curious to see if we can live turn 1. Let's grab the AGL ones just so we can get a little bit of a heal here. All right, so turn 3 Gohan versus Int Gohan here. Double digits, very nice. Okay, now can we survive turn 3 Goten and Trunks? 200k, not bad. Not bad at all. Considering, like, that super pretty much wipes everyone else in the game who doesn't counter them. Oh, and Gogeta 4, I guess. Alright, how are they still alive? Alrighty, excellent. Okay, so we get an additional super. Okay, so now we got to start focusing on the blues. And so I'm thinking, or not, we got to start focusing the Gohan, which means we got to start prepping to use the active for the blues. So I'm thinking on this next turn, we'll probably, oh, actually, you know, I don't know. We have Fizz Gogeta here, right? Go, additional super. So, I mean, we're doing some decent damage, but remember, Gohan's incredibly tanky, especially on this turn where Goten and Trunks were still here when we started it on turn 3. But turn 4 should be pretty easy to take him down. We just got to survive that super in slot 1. Go. Alrighty. Okay, so we can we can transform the 4s, and we can put Gogeta in slot 1, and we can pray for a counter. But I don't know if that's gonna be the best play. Let's see here. Let's do that. You know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for the counter. This will be how to do the most amount of damage here. Grab 10 spheres. Grab that. And we'll use the active for Vegeta. And this will buff Gohan in the next rotation, by the way. Alright. And then take the... There we go. Perfect. And we do get the counter. Thank goodness. Okay, so worth it. A little bit of extra damage. Perfect. And then now get additional super. Alright, Fizz Gogeta putting in work despite it only being turn 4 second appearance. Alright, we got him about halfway down here, and we still got more attacks to come. Very nice. Okay. All right, here we go. Gogeta tanking the normals. Very nice. And then now, 52 million on the Vegeta and Trunks. Or Vegeta and Goku, rather. But the Vegeta side. All right, we get an additional super. Wow. Okay. I always forget how tanky Gohan actually is. So, I mean, you can see why the Bottom Master and Disciple team would have trouble with this. Because it's an incredibly tanky boss here, even with Gohan and Goten and Trunks out of the way. Okay, so we might actually get this revive after all. We might actually get this revive after all. Okay, yeah, I mean, we may as well go for it then. Yeah, I mean, we may as well. We'll pop this so we can get the extra buff here. Perfect. Okay, so we're probably gonna die here. Doesn't matter. Like we're using Vegeta and Trunks as actives just so we can get the buff. There we go. Nice. And then now, yeah, this is probably gonna drop us. Oh, yeah. Jeez. Okay, well, here comes the revive. Excellent. Okay, so this is gonna be a tough one. We got enough rainbow keyspheres here. Let's do that. Okay, so we got enough rainbow keyspheres here that we could comfortably tank the normals from Gohan, and we're just gonna have to pray on a counter here with G4. There we go. Before we get a Vegeta rotation, jeez. All right, yep, like I thought, tanking the normals. So, and we do get the counter. All right, excellent. So this worked out very, very nicely. And we get an additional super. Yeah, I wonder if this is going to be enough of a turn to take him down. That's the curious thing. Alrighty. And now AGL. That 58 million, I don't know. Will we actually take him out here? We should, right? That was one. Get two. Perfect. Nice. And one more. Oh, we are just barely taking him down, aren't we? Okay, and Gogeta might do it here. Dead. Nope. Wow. Jeez, this guy does not want to die. There it is. Okay, so there we go. There is the Hybrids Part 2 fight. So we've done every major fight so far. Most of them done with the Bottom Master and Disciple team. Obviously, we had to switch it up for a few of them, like this one. This is just one of those fights that the Bottom Master and Disciple team cannot handle without some really, really, really good RNG. And it's just because of how quickly those supers build up on the Gohan and Trunks and the Gohan. But I mean, they are on teams, but they can be utilized and there are countermeasures for that. It's just Bottom Master Cypher itself doesn't have those countermeasures. Things like giant forms or getting rid of the getting rid of the dodge canceling active, right? It just, there's not. you would ideally want more, right? And now we ended up not having to use the blues actives here, which was nice, but it was, we still had to do what we had to do. So, all right, well, we're going to load into the final fight against the Broly Red Zone with the full Bottom Master Disciple team. So, let's go. Alrighty, so we are loaded into the Broly Red Zone here. Running the full Bottom Master Disciple team. Now, obviously, we had to make a little bit of changes because it's a bit of a longer fight. And honestly, I mean, all things considered, I'm glad people are finally coming around to this fight. Like, most people ran this fight right when it came out. Right, with Vegito and Golden Frieza and Gogeta, and saw no problems with this fight because they have the target skill at the end that just literally deletes Broly. But a lot of other teams actually really do struggle with the final phase of this fight. And I appreciate that, right? It is actually a challenge. And I love the fact that people are finally coming around to it because it is a challenging fight. But here we go. So we got the blues in slot 1. So the trick is to get Vegeta and Trunks and the blues together on a final turn, along with making sure AGL Gohan's active is up, as well as making sure we have revived and exchange to AGL, Gohan, and Trunks. So should be a good one if we can set up. Now, what I ideally want to set up, and locking could affect this, but ideally what I want to set up is a turn where we have Vegeta and Trunks on the rotation with future Trunks, with Blues active up, and then of course having everybody else's supports and revives up, all that good stuff. So we'll see what happens here. It'll be kind of tricky, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, the locking is probably what's going to mess with that plan the most, but we'll see what happens. Here we go. Excellent. Okay, and then we get another. Oh, perfect. Another super. Alrighty. Let's grab that. We'll take that. Okay, so I'm gonna float off this future Gohan, and I'm gonna pray. Oh, geez, super right there, slot 1. We are taking it. Okay, so I'm gonna pray that AGL Gohan doesn't kill here. Oh, nice, double digit. Yeah, when those demonic power allies are on the rotation, that makes a huge difference. Okay, so I'm gonna pray that he doesn't kill here. No crit, and then that way we can also get a with Tech Gohan. There we go, perfect. And then that way now Tech Gohan gets his offensive stack, which is gonna be very helpful for the end. Excellent. All right, and that drives us into the second phase, and who's getting locked? Actually, it doesn't matter because it was Trunks, so we actually get to maintain our rotations here, which is nice. So let's grab that. Let's rotate off. Yeah, let's grab that, and then rotate off the Gohan. There we go. All right, nice. And we don't have to eat it super on this opening rotation. We can actually get built up before he decides to super, which is nice. Now, the little extra added 5%, not going to be crazy beneficial in a short fight like this, but it definitely will help. It will help the overall damage of this. Let's see. So, I mean, if at all possible, we have to try to maintain their stacking. Obviously, them starting in slot 7 is not ideal, but we'll see. There we go. There's that super. All right, nice, double digits. And now we get the super with blues. Another one. All right, nice dodging and 30 million. So ideally we want to time the revive for the AoE phase. That'll be the best time to get the revive off. All right, no crit there. Ooh, this might mess some things up. All right, we get a super. One more? Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, so... Oh, okay, not ideal. All right, so hopefully the orbs change nicely here. Oh, yeah, perfect. Okay, so we're going to grab those with the AGL Gohan and Trunks. We're going to keep them on because I need AGL Gohan to stack a little bit more. He's going to be very beneficial to the overall function of this fight, making sure he's got enough defense to be able to tank when we need him to tank, as well as, you know, having that support ready when we... So here we go. We're going to eat a super in slot 1 with AGL Gohan and Trunks. And it's good. All right, here we go. So now they get their 20 million. We get we're probably going to take him out now. Ideally, we'll take it slow and we'll be able to finish him off with Gohan. So everybody on this rotation gets a stack. Alrighty, and now AGL Gohan coming in with that 28 mil. Not that big of a offense, but it is enough. Excellent. Get a third. Nope, that's... Alright, well, Tech Gohan's going to go ahead and wrap it up with this super here for 26 mil. That's the second time we've gotten that KO screen in this fight. Gonna get for a third? That would be funny if we did. Alright, so now it's on to the AoE thing. Where things gonna get a little tricky because we have to time it right, because we need that revive to go off, right? We need that revive to go off. But at the same time, we also need to make sure that we come into the final phase with... we need to make sure we come into the final phase with Vegeta and Trunks and the Blues entering second turn. So, yeah, it's going to be kind of tough. All right, nice. There we go. Oh, nice. That probably would have done some damage, too. So it's nice that we parked that 5 dodge there. Excellent. Additional super on Vegeta and Trunks. Excellent. All right, and then now the Blues continue to stack up. So, yeah, honestly, being able to keep them on rotation this whole time and not losing any potential offensive stacks out of them is going to be incredibly helpful for the final phase, because we're going to need that. We are not going to use the Goku active. We are going to use the Vegeta active to set up the turn that I want, but it does mean we need to make sure we have a lot of offense stacked up with them. There we go. Future Gohan doing Future Gohan things in the third slot there. Perfect. Alrighty. Swear, I've never seen him do the AoE in third slot. That's crazy. Okay, so I think what we do here, all right, is we just go ahead and take the L here, and we... Oh wait, no. Okay. All right, so we're gonna... Oh, why did that... Oh, hang on. We need to fix something here. All right, so what we needed to do here was get the... We're going to float off Future Gohan Int 1, because we have the other one coming in on this rotation. And so this one will revive into Trunks and show up on the Vegeta and Trunks turn, so that we get the turn that we wanted. So this is perfect. There we go. Yeah, AGL Gohan and Trunks going to die here. So this works perfect. Yep, and now they're dead. So now all we need to do is make sure the next rotation kills off this phase. All right, Trunks. God, I love this card so much. It's just so much. Like the Gohan side is perfect. The Trunks side is perfect. I love everything about this card. He's so good. Alrighty, here we go. And let's do... Let's see here. Okay. I don't want to grab... So, okay, so we got to avoid same type orbs. Oh. Right as I said that. Okay. Well, actually, no. We do want same type orbs. Where we can get it. Okay, so all we need to do is make sure that... how much is Gohan into here? Okay, not bad. All right, now where's that super? That super shouldn't kill us here, hopefully. Or we're going to take another 5 dodge. Okay. All right, good job, Vegeta and Trunks. Okay, 5 dodge coming in clutch here. Okay. Perfect. All right, and let's do that. Beautiful. Okay, so Gohan is below the 58%. So actually, once the Blues attack, he should have enough offense to drop Broly here on this turn, hopefully. If not on his first super, then definitely on his second, because we cannot have another turn in this phase, or it's going to mess up. We run a much higher risk of losing this fight, which obviously we don't want. Nice. One more. Ah, super would have been really nice here. Okay, we get the dodge. We failed the dodge, but at least we tank. Wow, we failed 2 dodges. What the hell, Blues? There we go, 72 million. That's what I was expecting there. Perfect. And done. Perfect. Okay, that worked out swimmingly. All right, and that's the 3rd time we've seen that KO screen this fight. Okay, that Gohan showing off here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's bring out Gohan. Grab that. Oh, wait. Dude, what is with my misplays today? Okay, hang on. All right, so we reloaded there. Yeah, so we accidentally healed, which means we don't get to use Gohan's active, which we do need. So now we're going to use Gohan's active. There we go. So that will give us the extra 58%, the guard. So yeah, now it'll work out nicely. So we'll put Gohan here, right? We're putting AGL Gohan in front because we do want him to attack. Plus get the Dokkan attack, because he's going to do a lot more damage than Gohan is. And we should take double digits on this turn. Perfect. Double digits, like I said. And there's the second super. And here comes the Dokkan attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. All right, and with that, we are going to do pretty significant amounts of damage to the Broly. This is exactly what we need. We just need to do enough to make sure that because obviously we're not going to kill, but we just need to make sure we do enough here. So that's why we needed to hit the Dokkan attack with the AGL Gohan, spot 1, because he's going to drop a lot of HP. And then the active turns, the next turn should help us finish off Broly, right? We really don't want to be pushing it to turn 3 here. Because if that super lands in slot 1 on turn 3, we're done for. There we go. 49 million on the int Gohan. No crits, though. Crits would help a lot. Alrighty, we got some decent damage here. About a third of his health. Alright, and then Gohan, we're going to float off here. We're not going to see him again, so it's not really that big of a deal. There we go. And now we got the turn we want. I love it. All right, we got the turn we want. We got the setup. So if all goes well, this should be able to finish him off. So let's do their active here. Nice. There we go. Yeah, see, this set up exactly how we want it here. And let's do better. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, so let's use their active here. A little more damage. Nice. All right, and then now we'll use Trunks' active. Beautiful, 64 million. Okay, so yeah. All right, now we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna grab that with Trunks. I should be able to live slot 1 here, and then we're gonna float the blue. This should be a really good turn, and ideally, Int Trunks will finish the fight here. Here goes the super. How much do these guys take? Double digits. Nice. We built them up real good. All right. Excellent. And then now they're going to go ahead and get their stacks in. Go another super with Vegeta and Trunks. Come on, give us one more big one here. Right? One more. Ah, no, dang. Okay, and there goes the second super. So if we survive 3 super, I feel like we should be all right. But he's also a lot more built up now, so nice. People sleeping on Vegeta and Trunks. They're still really good. All right, and here it is. The best way to finish this fight with Super Saiyan Trunks and that sword 79. Yes. Okay, I love it. Beautiful. One more? Yeah, there we go. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, we only need him to take the normals, right? He's not going to kill, probably. So we only need him to take the normals, and then Vegeta and Goku in the third slot can kill. Or we get the KO screen. Okay. Nice. What a way to finish this hour-long showcase. Actually, it's more than an hour, right? Yeah, what a way to finish. Okay. All right. So there you have it, folks. There is the End Gohan and Trunks, the Bond Master Disciple Carnival LR lead for the end of the year. I gotta say, I am in love with this. This probably has to be one of my favorite units released this year. He's just so amazing. Not only is the Gohan side great, some great turn 1, protections, right? As well as, some decent offense and defense post super turns, beyond turn 1. And then the Trunks side is just amazing. Guaranteed dodge turn. Really good offense on that active skill turn. He's just all around phenomenal. I do love it. And I love it. Bottom Master Title's always been one of my favorite teams. And it's really in a good place right now. Now, hopefully, 11th anniversary, we don't see too much of a meta shift here, that we can still utilize a team like this. So much fun. And if Gotenks was any indicator, probably what it's going to be. So hopefully, we'll see. But either way, for now, one of my favorite teams. Definitely. So, guys, that is it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, what do you think after seeing the long Grand Tour here? What do you think of Gohan and songs? Are they good enough? We'll probably have a tier list out in the next day or two, right? I think I have a really good feeling now of where I want to place them for both long and short content after this. So let us know what you think in the comments down below about this character. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.